Welcome back, third gen freaks of nature, Toyota freaks. We're gonna do a quick transmission drain and refill. This is a 2000 model, automatic, two-wheel drive, pavement princess. The transmission fluid capacities are slightly different for two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. So I will put them up right here, and those are coming from my original owner's manual in the glove box. For this one, it claims 1.7 US quarts. I've done this job a few times, but I never feel like I can get it quite right because the transmission dipstick on this vehicle is so hard to read. That's just my opinion, but I just solved that issue, I think. So check out my channel for how I trim off the excess tail end of the transmission dipstick. So I shortened it, and then I also polished it. I removed either the factory black coating or the varnish that got on it over time. I'm not sure if it came black from the factory or not. I didn't look that up. So now it's very easy to read and it's less cumbersome. I think that worked out, so I highly recommend doing that if you have trouble reading your fluid level. Regardless, I'm gonna measure what comes out of the transmission pan. I'm not doing a filter change and all that. I'm just doing the drain bolt. I'm gonna measure it, compare that to the 1.7 US quarts recommended from the owner's manual, and then I'm gonna go from there. As far as automatic transmission fluid, it's recommended to use Dexron 2 or Dexron 3. Check out the links down below. I'm not going to use official Toyota transmission fluid. That's just my personal choice, so don't hang me for that. I use a multi-purpose Dexron compatible automatic transmission fluid. I think it's the best deal. You can buy it in a gallon and also individual quarts, so get a couple gallons of it and you'll be set, because the power steering systems for these vehicles also take Dexron automatic transmission fluid. So if you get this fluid, you'll be good for the power steering and the transmission. So check out the links down below. I'll also put my standard list of OEM parts, non-OEM parts, a bunch of tools and stuff. So check it out. I'd like to thank today's sponsor, which is, just kidding, it's me in the garage. So please subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. Thanks. I'm all sweaty. It's really humid today, so let's get started. Ow. You don't need a lift. You don't need to jack it up. You can get under here on some cardboard or a creeper. You don't have to take the skid plates off. And here's your transmission pan. It's black and it's flat. And here's your drain bolt. It's a 14 millimeter. I've got just a shallow profile 6-point. Got my catch pan and just drain this bad boy out. So let me let this drain and I will be right back. All right, we got it drained. New crush washer on there. I'm gonna use 15 foot-pounds. I'm gonna use an inch-pound torque wrench. And so the equivalent 15 foot-pounds is 180 inch-pounds. That's it. All right, get a rag, brake clean. Break down these oils, clean it up. Get it all dried up so you can detect any future leaks. And we're ready to fill, so let's measure how much came out. So I have my mixing cup here, my catch cup with measurements on here. I drained out approximately 1,800 milliliters. That converts to approximately 1.9 US quarts. So I'm about 0.2 quarts over the owner's manual recommended 1.7 quarts for the two-wheel drive automatic transmission. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start with the 1.7 quarts, and I'm gonna add that down the dipstick tube. So 1.7 US quarts is approximately 1,600 milliliters. Be right back. All right, I've got a long neck funnel here. Get that set up. All right, that should be about 1.7 quarts. I'll put the capacity up here again, so put in the correct amount for your specific year and drivetrain configuration. All right, the proper procedure for checking the transmission fluid, which I'll show you, is after driving the vehicle, I don't know, for about 15 miles, getting it up to operating temperature and reading the hot mark on the stick. But just for science and documentation, I'm gonna take an initial reading. Car has not been driven in 3 days. It's bone cold, and I just put the fluid in. So let's see where I'm at. I'm loving my new polished dipstick. You can see that I am in the hot range. Just sitting here bone cold with my 1.7 quarts added. I want to get an initial measurement for the cool marking on the stick. So what I'm going to do is start the car. I'm going to let it idle down, and then I'm going to go through all the positions on the shift selector, and I'm going to wait 3 seconds in between. So I'm going to go from park, 3 seconds, reverse, wait 3 seconds, neutral, 3 seconds, drive, 3 seconds, 2, 3 seconds, and low, 3 seconds. And then I'm going to do the same thing in reverse. And then when I'm back in park, I'm going to pull the stick, and hopefully I'm in that cool range. So let me do that. All right, let's check this damn stick. All right, I am not quite in the cool range yet. I'm gonna add a little bit more, I think. All right, so for science purposes, I actually added 300 more milliliters, and that brought me up to about 2 US quarts. I was still below the cool mark, so I went out, drove to the post office, drove around town, and I'm now reading within the hot range. I'll show you. You can see right there, I'm in the hot. I'm almost halfway, so. I'm gonna leave it there for now. So I ended up, adding 2 US quarts. And just for safety, I'll do the same checks. I won't film it, but I'll do the same checks tomorrow. I'll check it cold, and then I'll do some more driving, and I'll check it hot again. So I hope that helps somebody. Please subscribe to the channel. Check out the links down below. Let me know how much yours took drain and refill down below. Thanks for watching. See ya.